Yeah, thank you guys so much for having us on. First off, shout out to you guys and shout out to the people that are here. I'm Paul. I'm part of the Triverse team, and I am the community manager and advisor for Triverse. And then we're joined by CS, our founder, and then Two Blue, who is our co-founder. Take it away, CS or Two Blue.
Hi guys, my name is CS. Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having us. And well, basically a basic introduction about myself. Uh, I'm actually from more Web 2.0 background. So what I do is that I'm actually doing the head of BD for centralized exchange. That's what I'm doing right now. Uh, have a corporate history of from education to boutique fund, and then subsequently doing advisory for a lot of companies that was coming in Singapore, set up their own shop here, and also was also doing a my own company in 2017 and 18 that was taking advantage of the market inefficiencies of crypto
Mhm.
and set up, which is my own arbitrage firm. So we kind of set up a board to actually trade in between exchanges so that we are able to take advantage of the price differences. That was my entrance into the crypto investment. Then 2019, I was actually having my a role that I went down to Vietnam to actually do a hedge fund there.
Okay.
So that was always very much on the same concept. Um, 2020, my current company, um, they actually was looking for someone to head their BD, business development. So I went in. So that's my current role right now. Besides that, I'm also doing BD for a Nasdaq listed company called Crypto One, which is a SPAC means special purpose acquisition company. The objective of the spec is to actually look for the Coinbase of the developing market. So we are looking at acquiring such a target. So that's very much my own corporate background. Started Triverse together with Two Blue because we he told me he started on the NFTs first. So he told me that the space is very interesting. Came to realize that yes, was doing because I was doing a lot of projects
Mm-hmm.
based on gamification, based on mobile games going on chain last year. So or token driven gamification projects. So wanted to do one that was driven by NFT first. So yeah, that's where we are. Anyway, Two Blue, maybe you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Tubru. Thanks for hosting us. I'm one of the founder of Triverse. Uh, I'm into NFT last year, and yep, these few months that I'm in this space, I see a lot. I earn a lot. I learn a lot. I'm also a holder of Syndicate NI 3 NFT. So I know that it's a great community here.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, so we are very happy that you are able to host us for this AMA.
And
Yeah,
that for sure. You
yeah,
have to ask. We had to do it.
yes, thanks. The community here is very hype. I mean the chat is ongoing and there's a lot of alpha inside here. So it's good to be here to do the EMA.
And it's our pleasure to have you there. So let's jump into Triverse. What is like? It's a game. It's a play to earn. It's a multiplayer RPG. But can you give me more?
Yes, you might want to say more about the game.
Yeah, no, I was seeing Paul T with his mic. I thought he wanted to speak first. But
Oh yeah,
anyway,
no worries. Go ahead.
so okay. So anyway, Triverse, basically, the game, the background story is about there's three planes of existence. On each plane of this existence, there are unique clans, unique races. The three planes are on war with each other. So that's basically the background story. The NFTs are involved around basically the player characters of the of the game. So we have altogether nine different player characters from the three different realms.
Mm-hmm.
Then, basically the game itself will evolve on more of a solo RPG. We will be developing a Web 2.0 basis game where people web-based, where people will log in web-based, and the objective of that will be to create the communication channel that allows us to know whether the game is heading in the direction that the community wants. Because the difference between creating a game when it comes to a Web 2.0 and Web 3.0 environment itself is that the the Web 3.0 environment, the community actually is heavily involved, and it should be heavily involved in the direction the game is heading towards, the game developer is heading towards. So the objective of that Web 2.0 interface would be more to let the community get involved in, say, in commenting on how the gameplay is, on whether there are specific things that needs to be adjusted, or whether the game needs to be evolved in a certain way. Subsequently, after that, so the first min will be very much on the game characters.
Okay.
Second min will be very much on the ambience. Ambience are actually how to say it? It's actually a lot something like the items of ownership of a clan. So if you own an ambion, you are like the clan leader. So that allows you to actually set up your own guild. So very much the second min itself is actually going to be a entitlement to the first group of people who have minted our rare characters. So then the third min will be a LAN series where after the min itself we'll be creating the Web 3.0 environment. So in the difference of the gameplay, first step it will be very much evolving from a player character, where they will be more RPG mission based.
Mm-hmm.
Then as your character evolves, you can then either join a clan or join a guild, or you can set up your own guild depending on whether you are an Ambient holder. And then subsequently, when you are a land holder, you can then set up, for example, if you are uh, uh, guild leader, you can then set up your own fort, FORT. So your own fort is where your own guild people and the rest of the guild people, as well as other guilds, can come into your fort to rest, to resupply their supplies. And then we also have been having a bonus NFT as well, where it's like occupation, very much like the serum for BAYC. So this particular occupation allows your character to have an additional occupation. Example, you could be a blacksmith, you could be a weaponsmith, you could be a alchemist. So if you have the land as well, you can actually set up shop. The shop can be if you're a blacksmith, if you're a weaponsmith, then you can set up a weapon shop to sell your weapons. So landholders who doesn't have a role in terms of either being a clan leader or or having an occupation can then rent out the land to all those others. Or if they have the whole series, they can then set up shop or set up fort. So there will be token introduced as well. The token will be a currency within the game that allows for all the different fees. For example, you visit a fort, you need to actually have an entrance fee. You buy weapons, there needs to be a specific. Some weapons would need tokens to be paid for. So yeah, that's very much how the game is going to be evolved.
Yeah. And just to add on to
Add
CS's
on.
answers. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Yeah, so like three of the main things that Triverse sets to tackle in this space and what makes us unique and kind of our mission goals is that first off, we want to be fun because a lot of these play to earns that we see nowadays are just very still and just very
You let
patiently
them.
waiting, not
Okay.
much action, you know? And so we want to change that, and we're going to have a PC-based game that will be interactive and will be entertaining for our holders and our players. And then second of all, we want to onboard as many members as we can to play into our ecosystem. So the game will be free to play, which is the second part we want to touch on, making it as accessible to everyone as possible. And then last of all, like CS mentioned, we do have a token system and we want to make sure that it's sustainable as possible. And through CS's connections with Crypto One, there's a lot of connections and potential for our token there and our overall experience of our team in terms of blockchain development. They have a lot of experience with deflationary statuses of tokens and all that. So those are like our three pillars that we're kind of tackling and what sets us apart.
And when you're gonna like release those, because I know the mint is still to be announced, but is the game will be directly playable, or like do the people who will be minting will have to wait like a short period of time or long period of time before actually playing the game? Because that's what we see in a lot of projects recently. People have to wait and
Yeah, so just with the nature of things, it won't be as quick as people predict, but it's definitely not going to take like a very like extensive timeline, which is why we're rolling out the process of different phases in terms of until we can get the game ready, we do have plans to onboard and to retain our users and investors. And I think CS and Two Blue can speak a little bit more about those specific phases.
okay, sweet.
Yeah. So basically, I think there is it's right that in a gamification project that people always care and concern with the fact that when the game will begin. I think we don't want to overcommit on how the game is, which is why we said that there are different phases of how the game is being developed. From a nature of a PC base to the nature of having something like the whole metaverse. So the different phases for the after the main about 2 to 3 quarters, the game will be ready for people to start coming in to get a feel of how the game is. It will be more of a test version where people come in to play as an individual player character, and then from there achieve missions and raise the level of their characters. But yes, I do agree that games take time. So it also, sadly for gamification projects,
Mm-hmm.
that also leads to communities having a longer awaiting time where they get anxious. So the thing itself is that when it comes to community, like very much the lesson that we learned from having a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization, we need to have the community driven by the same common interest. Besides that, we also need to continuously have value delivered to all these members. So we have our own recipe of how we want to develop the value chain before and after game is being developed. So I think True Blue might be able to speak a bit more about how we want to actually give that value before the game is fully playable,
Okay.
and how that value can be given to our members. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We actually buy into 30 Habibis and 10 distro apes into our Triverse Valve. It's already inside. Uh, so after the launch of our NFT, our marketplace will also start. Uh, Marketplace for whitelist, and there will be other utilities coming in. I know it's very common now to have a marketplace because almost all of the NFT is coming out with marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so it's common. We'll be introduce something new inside, which we can't review yet. One thing we can say is beside our token, we are planning to introduce other NFTs token into our ecosystem. So maybe like oil, like scrape from Distro 8. This token might be able to be used inside our marketplace. We are still uh, in the planning stage. So that is the reason why we are buying into this NFT.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, the utilities will be there for holders before the game is playable to earn. Uh, yeah, to retain them.
Okay, sweet. And regarding like the development of the game, is that like already started? There's any beta? Like, do you have any, or is still in process of development?
Okay, so what happens itself is that I was telling you that the basically last year the team itself. First, let me start from the team. The team itself are people that work together, not just on this NFT project, but also on the fact that we have done a couple of stuff projects together. I know, for example, Two Blue for about 10 years.
Okay.
We are people that know each other in our corporate life, where we work with each other on different projects before. So our team, if you for those that are in our Discord, you'll be able to under the meet the team section, you'll see that our team are people who have been involved in, for example, previous year where there was a drive towards people that were having mobile games, especially for Asia and China, towards bring on chain. So all these mobile games, what they do is that they, in order to be a blockchain game, there are two elements that will be introduced. One will be a token, and two will be the fact that their whole transaction and everything inside their system will be trackable through using blockchain. So the reason bring that is that we wanted to have the, instead of like, when people play games, mobile games previously, when they have like their own equipment, and this equipment just goes to waste after they decide to quit the game. But by bringing a blockchain game, this becomes converted into digital assets that are transferable on marketplace. That allows the game to be more of a play to earn, which was evolving into play to earn emphasis. So that was how the team was actually involved in a lot of those projects, bringing games on chain. We have also been participating for example, our team members participate in the Devil May Cry project, which is a very favorite and very familiar franchise game that a lot of people won't know, Devil May Cry. So there are also a couple of other games that the team has actually developed or helped to develop before. So given that the experience we have in the gamification space, what we can do is that we have existing plans and also certain templates that we can draw upon our experience develop game based on, which is why when we described the game just now, it was a bit more details. And the reason why we wanted to do that itself is that just to let everybody know that we have the game under development. It will be based on some of the stuff that we already previously done, and it'll be more putting it together and having the smart contract to interact with the NFTs within the game itself. Yeah, so that's very much where we are.
Okay, sweet. And I know it's not announced yet for the min date and the mid price, but do you have any idea of like not a precise date, but maybe a range also for the price?
I think Tuglu, you might want to take that.
Yeah, the price most probably will be 0.06 E to maybe a range of 0.08 ETH. Depends on the market condition, but
Okay.
we will be on the most probably on the lower end unless market conditions allows us to
Okay,
have a higher.
so basically like below 1.1 and regarding the market condition.
Definitely it's below 0.1 because I mean, in current market condition, we can see that most of the NFT that is selling out, most is below zero point 0.1 ETH,
Mm-hmm.
and we do not want to be collecting too much ETH from our holders. We are we are just going to collect enough for the developing of the game.
Okay. And for the
Yeah, then
date,
the main day most probably will be on the, let me see the date again. Most probably will be on the 25th of May.
okay. So we have like
Yeah,
20 days, but in this space, 20 days seems like ages.
yes. Same is also depending whether there's any other big projects that is minting during that period, because we can see that during the minting of the BAYC's other side, I think all the project is not doing well, and today PSN is also minting. So a lot of project that is minting these few days is also not doing well. So we
Yeah.
do not, we do not want to clash with all these very very big hype project. So if during our minting period, let's say currently Root really is going to mint during that time, maybe we will also avoid that date. We might push backwards 1 week later.
Yeah, that's nice. It's like it's better to do a delayed mint than trying to mint when, like some project this weekend tried to do that with competing with other sites, and that wasn't good for them.
Yeah, yes, yes.
All right. I also got a question about, like, you were talking about the clan. Like, how many are there gonna be in the game? Because I think I saw elves, dwarves. But can you tell me more about those clans?
Basically, I was saying that there are three planes of existence. So
Mm.
basically, there are three realms. There's the realm of magic,
Yep.
the realm of technology, and there's the realm of the Tao.
Okay.
Tao is basically a Oriental realm. So basically, these three realms have each of them have three clans each. For example, the realm of technology, we have humans. The scenario background story will be that humans at the point of time genetically evolved, have perfected the art of perfecting their own DNA. But they choose to stay 100% human because in this era, the technology has evolved in such an extent that people can choose to either be totally human or be the second clan, which is like cyborgs. They are more of totally like us humans and with robotic elements inserted to perfect themselves. For example, they could have a robotic eye, a chip installed in their brain that allows them to calculate faster, something like that. Then to the third clan, which is purely fully robots. The background of that brings self that there is, if you have watched Terminator, yeah, that's very much where there is a central intelligence, and that central intelligence actually sends out all the robots to collect information, which then goes back to the central AI that starts evolving. So that's very much the robots clan. So there are altogether 9 different clans, 3 clans for each realm. Like you mentioned, those elves and dwarves, those are from the realm of magic. For the realm of the Tao, there's also it's based on Oriental, which Oriental itself basically is the different races seek enlightenment. So in their search for being enlightened, they will be there is the Ashuri a clan, which is basically they have fallen in their path of seeking enlightenment. They have fallen into the evil path. So you'll see more of in the pictures of that NFT. You see things like the eyes, the wings, the tails, the horns. very much more demonic resemblance. Then there's also like the involvement of the Soul Tao, which is the path of the beast, where the NFT itself will exhibit for example, if it was evolved from a lion, for example, then you'll see mane, a tail, stuff like that. So
Okay.
there are not altogether 9 different clans, which makes the storyline a bit more robust.
Okay, nice. Maybe do you have like some art, some sneak peek you can share with our community?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I can
Um,
pull that up while you guys answer the questions. I'll pop it into the thread.
Yep, and guys, agent, if you have any questions, just come up on stage or ask them directly in the thread. Let me check. So this one you just posted, it's an elf, right?
No, it's
No?
actually from the Taos Rim is
Okay.
a beast. The second one is the Ashura. This is the elf. So this is from the Rim of Magic. So
Yeah,
total there is
like-
3 rim.
sorry, go ahead.
Okay, we have showed 2 rims.
Mm-hmm.
The other rim, wait, let me send it in. Yep. This is the rim of technology. A future human.
Okay.
Yes, let me send another the door.
And also, like, I think I didn't ask that, but like, what's gonna be the total supply of the collection?
The total supplies is 7641.
Okay.
We will be releasing about 7,200. The rest we will be keeping inside our vault for future uh giveaway or put it with other projects. So basically we are here for the long term.
And
Yeah, and out of that
how many?
fact,
Like, I think you also mentioned Genesis, right? It's like how many gonna
yeah.
be? Like, what's the difference between those?
So in terms of our Genesis, there will be like some rarity cues that kind of indicate that it is a Genesis collection, whether that be like we're looking at possibilities of animated or even just a lot more special effects, and those will be able to possibly have more yield and such. And then CS also has some ideas in his mind that he has on those too, if you want to speak on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so basically from the art itself, you can see that each of it have their own unique characters, their own unique backgrounds. So these are what we call the level ones. The level twos itself, you'll see more details. For example, maybe some of them will see hand features. Some of them you'll be able to see a unique background that is in particular to the set of clan. So all these are the unique characteristics of the L2 series, which is the Genesis. So besides that, I think that we have also like what Forty has indicated. In our tokenomics, we have planned for different staking rates. that when the player does stick his NFT, there are different rates given, and all these different attributes then will make the NFTs, the genetics NFTs more unique. So yeah, Two Blue, you might just want to add on those areas as well.
Yeah, yes. So like what I mentioned earlier that uh, before the launch of the pay to earn element inside the game, we will have marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
So all the NFT that we release will be available for taking. So this taking will produce a certain amount of tokens daily for you to spend on marketplace, for you to change of in-game utilities, maybe like a weapon or something like that, or maybe some resources. Yeah, so taking will produce token which the amount of token that is produced is not only on the amount of NFT that you hold, but will also be based on the different trails of your NFT.
Okay.
So Genesis series, of course, they will generate more tokens.
Alright, I see.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think I forgot to answer specifically, but we will be having 1,377 Genesis out of the entire collection.
Okay. So yeah, I saw that you don't have a website yet. Like, is there a reason for that, or just like trying to focus more on the community first and then build a website? Like, what's the plan?
Yeah, so as of right now, the team is currently working to get that up, and we want to make sure our website is as high quality as possible. But yeah, that is one thing that the team does need to get up, and it's one of our first priorities.
Okay. I see GK has a question. GK, you're coming up on stage. Oh, you need to accept. Let's go.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep.
Um, how long after the mint will the game be ready?
I was mentioning just now, 2 to 3 quarters after the mint,
Yeah.
players can then start coming into the game to log in and play from the web-based version, Web 2.0 version. So they will be able to play the player characters and start taking on missions. The play to earn element will also be introduced in that aspect.
Okay, so I see you're launching on Ethereum, and do you have plans for cross chains later? Maybe moving to another chain or what?
I think a lot of people are concerned with the fact that based on Ethereum, the transaction fees and all this will be very
Yeah.
high.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing itself is that, as mentioned just now, what we are doing itself is that if you've seen the experience that Axie Infinity has, the game itself is actually when you enter the game, when you connect the wallets and all this, it becomes a centralized, just like very much when you enter into a centralized exchange. The movement of the tokens within the exchange itself will not have transaction fees or minimal. So those are numbers that will be fed into the database. So it's only updated on chain when the person logs out on the player character. So that will minimize. For example, if you achieve a mission, and then for example you earn like 10 tokens, and if for example the ether fee is too high, the reward that you can get from the 10 tokens will not suffice for the transaction fee. But if you accumulated enough over the whole time that you lock in, then there will only be one particular fee administered when it's actually given to you in your wallet. So that allows for when the person is playing the game themselves, they won't be too concerned with the gas fee nature. Yeah.
And do you think that would be sustainable in the long run?
Well, Axel Infinity has done it for a very long time. The difference between us and them itself is that they run a dual token model where the second token itself is infinite supply. So if you have an infinite supply token, the results of that itself is that the tokens will then be awarded to the people, and because when there's infinite supply, the more people play the game, the more people get rewards. But the token itself has lesser utility. It means that many people cash out to the exchange, and therefore making the token price drop, drastically affecting their ability to earn. So that is the model for actually. So the gameplay model in terms of how they actually went on the more centralized mode. It actually sufficed for them for the longest period of time. They're still using the same interface. So I think it worked. The issue behind that itself more so is that how the tokenomics is being designed. So we are more careful with the tokenomics part.
Okay, thank you. And
No problem.
I read the FAQ. I see that the team adopts. Is that correct? The team adopts. How do we confirm that? Where do I check that, like, to see the team?
Sorry, you mean docs, is it? Yeah. For example, my LinkedIn profile is there. So yeah, following my LinkedIn profile, you see that the entity that I'm in, what am I doing? For the meet the team itself, we have our own our backend team have a set of slides. You can verify that information based on the slides as well, and with the projects as well.
And all the links
Okay.
are in their Discord in the Meet the Team channel, so you can go there
Yeah.
and check.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Thank you for the questions. I'll move you to
Thanks
the
for the question.
ones.
Hope the answers.
Let me check in the thread. Any question, guys? I guess no. People are. I mean, the presentation were clear and neat, so I guess it's limpid for everyone because I don't see any question at all. And no one is raising a hand, so yeah, I think we're gonna wrap up this AMA. I'm gonna do a last call for question, and if no, I'll let you go.
CS2 Blue, was there anything specific you guys wanted to touch on and just let these people know, specifically regarding our project?
Yeah, if you have anything and like any more information to add, just throw it.
I think that was mentioned about the website. So within the website itself, you'll be able to see, for example, because from the PF piece itself, you'll see it's half body. So you see pictures like, for example, how the whole body is. There will be images there depicting how the game environment will eventually be developed like. There will be fighting scenes generated there as well. So some of this stuff that we're developing is based on game development that we're doing. So the reason why there's a delay in actually doing up the website is because we want to actually have all these components within it. So when our community does look at the website, they no longer just see a very text version of the storyline, but very much with the pictures, with the animated GIFs there, with the videos there, they can see how it is when they actually play the game. Beyond that, we also have a video. The video is also gives everyone a better indication of how the game would develop, the characters would develop. In general, I think there's also one part that Two Blue was mentioning about not minting so much. The priority of this thing, example, we without collecting anything, we have already bought we've created a bot where we actually bought the Habibis, we bought a couple other collections and putting it, and we intend to buy more. The reason behind that is that we in this NFT project that we want, we are actually looking for participation. the results of that participation is actually also based on what I want to do. As mentioned before, I have a corporate background, and during the crypto one phase, when we're doing the raising of capital in New York, we were raising for 230 mil, and we got about 1.17 B, which was a 5 times oversubscription. So that indication is that there are a lot of traditional financial institutions that want to pump money into crypto space, but they won't pump to isolated projects or standalone token projects or NFT projects or that sort. They want to go into more of platforms like exchanges, payment service providers, stable token platforms, stuff like that. But I see that the next possible valuation gain will be very much on NFT marketplace. Reason behind that itself is that my last trip that I was in Dubai, so half of my time is based in Dubai. So in my last trip in Dubai, I attended a couple of events. One of the events I attended was AIBC Sigma event, where I was a panelist speaker. I also attended the Binance event. The event itself, we saw a very heavy emphasis. And also you can see from the audience that, for example, during sessions where the Sandbox CEO was speaking on Binance, a lot of people were crowding around him. A lot of people were crowding around the topics that were evolving on Web3, Metaverse, NFT.
Okay.
So I believe the next gem will be the NFT marketplace. So you not only see the ones that we know, the popular marketplaces like OpenSea, but you also see Binance, among a couple of other exchanges, creating their own NFT marketplace. So for me, I feel that but I believe that the Web 2.0 version of doing it, which we create the exchange and therefore letting people come in, we create the marketplace and letting people get involved. I think it won't work for NFT space. For NFT space itself, first of all, you need to know how this space works. So you need to start from collecting an NFT, starting to participate in projects, starting to do more, then going to our own project like Triverse. Then we work on collaborations. So across collaborations, we see the different communities and what their projects they're on, and what is the community feedback. Eventually, all the project collaboration partners that we have, I would like to invite them to also set up the marketplace together with us. So it'll be more like an alliance. So that particular marketplace that we raised would allow all of us to actually list our projects there. Our communities can feedback on how the marketplace should evolve. Because even for a decentralized marketplace like OpenSea, it's very much what OpenSea depicts, what the features available in OpenSea. But the community has no say on what they think should be available on such a marketplace. So I think those are things that I want to, that our marketplace should evolve to be. And then subsequently, I like what Paul was saying, that I think that with such a platform that's strong, we then can go to the capital markets to actually get their interest on this level. For example, I was mentioning just now that we are over 5 times oversubscribed. So we could look into having we are looking into a crypto tool where we are looking into the next possible target acquisition. Can't tell now, but why can't it be a NFT marketplace? So Triverse is the first step for how we want as a team to marry the Web 2.0 and the Web 3.0 community. And which is why you see most of our profiles, we are actually people from with our own corporate background or own jobs or own nature. For mine, it's in the same space, which is cryptocurrency, blockchain related. That's why explanations to you guys sometimes can be quite technical, just based on the fact that we have done a lot of previous projects before. We know how to run a project and develop a project properly. Yeah. So yeah, that's very much where I sum up. Guys, Paul, Chucky, if you guys, sorry, Two Blue, if you guys got anything to add, carry on. And I apologize, I'm not in the best of state because I had my booster jet in the afternoon, and now it's 4 a.m. So my brain is
No worries,
working
jet lag.
slower.
No,
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
worries. I have GK
Yeah.
here that has another question. Let me bring him on stage. You're muted, GK. We can't hear you.
Yeah.
GK?
DK, you're muted. I
Maybe
hope you're not scolding me.
Yeah, but I would just want to add CS, like you put it amazingly. Like on that note, it would just, yeah, be our message
Hello?
of bridging. Oh, there you
Hello?
are.
now we
That's my
can hear
man.
you.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah,
Yeah,
you,
we
we
can
can
hear
GK.
hear
you.
you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So, like we all know, the current market condition is really not predictable. Um, some projects are not minting out, some are minting out fully. But do you have any plans if let's assume the project doesn't mint out? What's the plan?
I'll tell you guys that we want to actually have different phases of the development. The reason why there are different phases of development is just to anticipate that shall there not be a mint out situation, what do we do with the funds that are allocated? So the funds allocation, there are only two main usage for it. One very much for building the board so that pre-game release, the members continue to get value. We have our own recipe on how to create a value chain there. Secondary to that itself is very much for the development of game. So we are not too concerned, just like I mentioned to you before the mint, or even we didn't rush the mint. We have also been building on our asset board with our own investment. So we bought like a range of NFTs that True Blue has already described in order to reward the community. So very much we are not too concerned with whether it's okay. The concern we have is not about how much you collect, but it's about how many community members are active with us, what kind of feedback can we get, how many project collaboration partners are with us, then eventually to actually, like I mentioned, to be a bridge between Web 2.0 and Web 3.0. So those are the major goals that we have. So if we do not have a full mint, there are ways that we will be developing in game that will allow the players to actually be more participative. Time span may be a bit lengthened, but the goals remain unchanged. Yeah. So I hope that answers your question. If there's anything else that Two Blue or Paul wants to add on, feel free.
Okay, thank you. And do you have investors backing you? Because like you said if it mints out or not, it doesn't really affect your plans. So is it like you have investors, you already have the money to go forward with your plans, or what exactly?
The team itself has invested already, which is why you see us buying the NFTs and putting in the board. So we ourselves have our own budget when we did this project. But beyond this itself, when it comes to how we can get investors, you see the right mind frame should be getting the project to have value. Then you present yourself to the capital market. You present yourself to the capital market a bit too early. First of all, capital market is full of sharks. You get cannibalized. So you might have a right perception of value for yourself, but because you are not at the stage, when you go out to the capital market at a premature environment, you will probably just get eaten up, and they will just cannibalize you on the value of the project. So also, if the community is not strong enough and don't have enough project collaboration partners, I'd rather not move to the capital market, but rather to evolve with our own. We are pretty confident that post mint, the members that have received the NFTs, and when they realize that we have created a value chain to actually deliver that value to them pre game development, and they realize that a way for them to earn, we are pretty confident that with that recipe that we have, um, people will realize that it is worthwhile to be in this project. Number one, not only they getting the value of the NFTs, but also because of the fact that in our project, the participative nature of their comments and involvement would then affect how the game is being developed. So I think those are basic strong points of what we need to build when we are actually doing a Web 3.0 community. Really listening to the community and delivering value. Participative is important. Just different from having a monolithic game situation where I decide what to build, then you decide whether you like to play it or not. Yeah, that kind of attitude. So yeah, I hope that answers your question as well.
I think so. That was a very detailed and complete answer. Thank you for that. GK, I move you to the audience mic. Oh, I see the classic one from Paul in the thread. Any chance for a whitelist for the AMA listener?
Yeah. Two Blue and CS, do you want to do a small giveaway for the people that are actually here listening? We could do like a raffle for them or something like that.
Yes, definitely.
Like,
We can have a raffle for some whitelist.
let me. What I'm
I
gonna
think
do? I can take a screenshot of like who's on like in the audience right now, and like how many whitelist spots do you have in mind for this giveaway?
let me take a look at the participant.
We are 22.
How about 5?
5, okay. Then I'll do a spinning wheel, and I'll give you the wallet and the ID of the people in the DM.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you.
And thank you for giving us more whitelist spots.
Of course.
Thank you.
Yeah, once again, thank you to you guys for having us on here, and thank you for the people that are listening too. We really appreciate it, like you guys setting a time for this.
It's always a
Yeah, I
pleasure to
think,
receive projects like this. Is where we can see the passion and ask like the real questions and have like a more precise idea of what is it about. And thank you again, guys, for being there. I think yeah, we can wrap it up here, and I'll we'll stay in touch in the DMs for those whitelist spots and for everything in the future.
yeah, thanks. I think the AMA serves us to have an open dialogue. I think interaction is important to know what the ground wants. Yeah. Thank you.
Maybe you can share. I mean, I've posted an announcement, but in the thread, a Discord link so people in the AMA can, if they're not already in the Discord, they can just join. Like if you want to share like your socials, feel free, and we can end up on that. So thank you very much once again, and we'll talk later.
Thank you.